Hi, my name is Dustin Stevens. I've been a member of this church for a long time, and I'm an active member in the worship team. And worship is something that is very important in my life. I learned early in my life that worship is more than music. You know, it's our lifestyle. We love other people and we love Jesus through our actions and everything. But all of that centers around worship. And for me, I began to grow in my walk with Jesus more and more when I begin to take my musical interest and pour it into worship instead of it just being music. You know, you take that time and you begin to worship God with what you have. And like I said, more than music, more than anything, your time, you just invest into worship. A lot of people don't think of the flip side of us benefiting from a time of worship when, you know, we're in a fun song and we have the joy of God in our hearts in that moment, and we're just excited and we have our hands lifted and we're clapping and, you know, we're shouting and we're praising God with all that we have. That gives us joy, and joy is our strength, and we have that in that moment. And you have intimate times in worship where we lay aside everything that's on our hearts and we are in full surrender of who Jesus is, and we're just in awe of him. And we never take that time to think of worship being a benefit for us. Like, when it's crazy how God works, he takes that time of worship that's meant for him, it's meant to glorify him, and we give him everything that we have, but at the same time God still gives us more in return. Worshiping God can be more than just coming together on Sunday and doing it together. But if you find yourself wanting to just grow more and more in your personal relationship with Jesus, you need to take time and go in that secret place and just worship God one-on-one. And you have to find that time with yourself where you find how to worship God in your own time with him. If you find yourself kind of, you know, you're learning about who God is and you're learning all of these things about him, and you know this and you know that, but you want that deeper personal side of who God is, then you have to take that time to worship him one-on-one, because that's how you really grow to know God's heart. When you take that time and you just love on him and he loves you in return, you just know him more without having to have words expressed or reading some profound statement. You experience the love of God and you grow closer to him. Just like with a person, you spend all that time with that person, and you're closer to them, you trust them more and you love them more. The same thing applies with our relationship with God. When we take that time and we're just with him one-on-one, and that's worship, just to be with him one-on-one. You take that time and it's just you and him. You are closer and you become closer, and it takes time to learn more. But when we take that time and we invest in who God is, he invests back in us, and it grows us so much more than we could fathom, and it becomes a part of our foundation with our walk with Jesus, that worship of him.